When the world was collapsing in 2008, something unusual appeared online. A 9-page PDF. No company logo, no disclaimer, no identity, just a name: Satoshi Nakamoto. Inside it was a blueprint for money that didn't need banks, governments, or trust. A system that promised to never lie, never inflate, never bail anyone out. 14 years later, that idea became a trillion-dollar force that reshaped global finance. But here's the paradox. Bitcoin was born from a crisis, and today it creates one. So the real question is simple. How did a message board manifesto turn into the most controversial monetary revolution on Earth? To understand Bitcoin, you need the world before it. A world drowning in debt, reckless lending, and financial institutions that believed they were untouchable. Then came the crash. Banks failed, markets froze, jobs disappeared. And here's the part most people forget. $16 trillion in household wealth evaporated in the US alone. People weren't just angry, they were done trusting the system. And right in the middle of that chaos, Satoshi released Bitcoin. Bitcoin's design was deceptively simple. Let's break it down. Imagine a giant public notebook, one that everyone can read but no one can erase. That notebook is the blockchain. Every time someone sends Bitcoin, a new line is added. But before that line becomes official, thousands of computers worldwide compete to verify it. They solve a difficult puzzle. Whoever solves it first gets to write the line and earns Bitcoin as a reward. That's mining. It turns electricity into digital gold. No CEO, no headquarters, no customer service. Just math running 24/7. And supply? Capped at 21 million coins. No negotiation, no printing presses. No politician can inflate it for votes. Bitcoin wasn't built to be fast or friendly. It was built to be incorruptible. But it didn't blow up overnight. At first, almost no one cared. Then someone bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 BTC. It sounds stupid now, but it proved the system worked. Then came Silk Road, the dark web marketplace. Suddenly, Bitcoin had real demand for the worst possible reasons. Governments freaked out. Politicians called it dangerous. Regulators swarmed. And then disaster. Mt. Gox collapsed. 70% of the Bitcoin market gone overnight. 850,000 BTC missing. People lost everything. Bitcoin should have died right there, but it didn't. Every crisis hardened it. Every attack pushed it further into the mainstream. Bitcoin stopped being a tech project. It became a movement. Investors began calling it digital gold, a hedge against inflation, a way out of the central banking maze. By 2021, it crossed $1 trillion in market value. Governments jumped in. China banned mining, then unbanned it, then banned it again. El Salvador took the opposite route. Bitcoin became legal tender, the first nation to tie its economy to an algorithm. Banks realized Bitcoin threatened their business. Central banks realized it threatened their monetary power. Politicians realized it threatened their control. The fight escalated. Regulations, energy debates, tax rules, and the rise of CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, created to compete directly with Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's volatility became legendary. 10% swings in a day, 50% swings in a month. Fortunes created and erased in a single market cycle.
But the biggest consequence wasn't financial, it was cultural. Bitcoin made ordinary people question the entire system. Why can governments print infinite money? Why do banks gamble with deposits? Why does inflation quietly steal our savings? Bitcoin wasn't selling a coin, it was selling a worldview. And that brings us to now, a world where Bitcoin is both admired and feared. A world where it's either the future of money or the beautifully engineered rebellion waiting to implode. So what's the truth? Bitcoin isn't perfect. It's slow, it's volatile, it's misunderstood. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Bitcoin is less about money and more about trust. It was born because the old system broke. It grew because people wanted an exit. And it survived because no one, no government, no corporation, no billionaire could kill it. Whether Bitcoin ends up rewriting global finance or simply reshaping how we think about money, one thing is certain. The world before Bitcoin is never coming back. So here's the question for you. Is Bitcoin the future of money or the biggest financial experiment humanity has ever run? If you want more deep, no-nonsense financial stories like this, subscribe to the Financial File and hit like. It helps us beat the YouTube algorithm and reach more people who actually want to understand how money really works.